Shane Goldsby is known for a tragic and intense story that unfolded in the Washington state prison system. He was sentenced to an additional 25 years in prison for the murder of his cellmate, Robert Munger, in June 2020. Munger was a convicted child sex offender who had assaulted Goldsby's sister, and Goldsby attacked him after Munger reportedly taunted him with details of the crime. Goldsby had previously been serving time for a separate incident involving a police chase and vehicle theft in 2017. The situation gained significant media attention due to the nature of the crime and the circumstances that led to Goldsby and Munger being cellmates. The Department of Corrections conducted an internal investigation and stated that they had no knowledge of the connection between Goldsby and Munger when they were placed together. It's a complex case that highlights issues within the prison system and the personal toll of crime on individuals and families. Goldsby's actions, while illegal, have sparked discussions about the justice system's handling of such sensitive situations.
I guess there's a different type of commitment to what someone thinks they're doing or can do, especially when they're supposedly trying to make changes in prisons. Whether their intention is just to shed light on the atrocities inside the Department of Corrections or to report the neglect that goes on over and over, that's their own path. I know personally how serious this corrupt system is. It's deeper and more rooted in the ground than any of you public civilians could comprehend. It's sick and twisted, the lack of correcting that's done, in a place that's designed for correct, ironically enough, corrections, yet there's hardly any correcting going on. Behind prison walls, there's nothing but abuse, neglect, psychological warfare, and exploitation. They seek out and sift through inmates that are under their care, who have endured the most traumatic pasts. They prey on the vulnerable, using the inmates' fears, weaknesses, traumas, and triggers against them. And the ones running these prisons from their high offices? They are the real roots of evil, the core of a plague that spread through the system unchallenged. I am furious and disgusted by the lack of accountability. Where's the law and consequences for their actions? They get away with it, again and again, destroying lives, breaking families, and ruining any chance of success for the inmates. Then they release these shells of individuals back into society. I've been fighting this war, day after day, facing neglect, abuse, and psychological warfare. I'll never stop because I am not weak. I am a soldier in this fight against the true cowards running the Department of Corrections. I was set up by these people, and despite clear, tangible evidence, they walked free. I ask, where is my justice? Does my life not matter just because I'm an inmate with no fortune, no formal education, no family? But I understand, to them, I don't matter. I was silenced, and as my sentence was unjustly extended, 298 months, 24 years, I grew more disgusted to identify as an American. This nation, rife with lies, cover-ups, and evil. So where are the real prison reform advocates? The ones truly serious about making a change? Listen, my situation is the cornerstone, the very foundation for real prison reform. When someone pledges to make a change, especially in a system as complex and entrenched as our prisons, their commitment takes on many forms. Some shine a light on hidden atrocities, others report on relentless neglect by the Department of Corrections. Each advocate's intention is a personal journey, yet all paths are united in a quest for justice. I've felt firsthand the profound severity of this corrupt system, its roots of inequity run deeper than most could ever fathom. It's a sick, twisted reality where the so-called Department of Corrections does anything but correct. Imagine a place where abuse, neglect, and psychological warfare aren't anomalies, they're the norm. Where exploitation and victimization of the already downtrodden are strategies employed by those sworn to rehabilitate. They build profiles based on inmates' fears and traumas, then use this to break them. Systematically. Cruelly. And those who orchestrate this chaos from their offices? The real roots of evil, spreading like a virulent plague. The sheer lack of accountability is nauseating. Law after law broken with no consequences in sight. Lives and families ruined. Yet they, the faceless dementors of hope, keep their power, unrestrained and unchecked. I've been fighting this war, towing the line between survival and perseverance, a soldier against this senseless depravity. They orchestrated my downfall with lies and manipulation, but they underestimated my resolve. I ask, where is the justice? When a life like mine, devoid of wealth or formal education, is deemed unworthy. Silence has been forced upon me, my sentence extended, but my spirit remains unbroken. This isn't merely my battle, it's a war waged on behalf of all those imprisoned by injustice and negligence. My mission isn't self-serving, it's a beacon of hope for every soul trapped within these walls, and beyond. I've spent years unraveling what they aim to bury forever. Uncovering truth by truth. Because even if I stand alone against this Goliath, the truth remains my unwavering ally. My voice may have been stifled in the dark corridors of injustice, but my message will echo with unwavering clarity. I, Shane Goldsby, embody the relentless spirit of prison reform. Change is not only possible, it's inevitable. Sure, here's a script formatted for a voiceover with emotion tags and pauses to convey the intense feelings regarding prison reform advocacy. Sometimes commitment is silent, unrecognized, a personal resolve tested by the pursuit of change, particularly within the unforgiving walls of prisons. Where intentions vary, some advocates merely seek to highlight the dark underbelly of the Department of Corrections, while others tirelessly report neglect, acts that are repeated tirelessly, endlessly. But the commitment of an advocate, it's a deeply personal choice. It's sick, twisted, the utter absence of correction within the very institutions that proclaim it in their name. But I assure you, there's nothing corrective about the perpetual cycle of abuse, neglect, and psychological warfare within these walls. And who suffers? It's the individuals, the inmates stripped of dignity, grappling with traumatic pasts, desperately in need of genuine support, not exploitation. These people, these overseers of suffering, they gather personal histories, vulnerabilities, turning them into weapons to break spirits using the very information meant to heal. The roots of this evil, the true architects of despair, they operate with impunity, shielded by their headquarters, untouchable. Where is the accountability? Where is the law when law enforcers become lawbreakers? It'd be too easy to yield, to let their overwhelming force wash over me. But no. I refuse. I am a soldier, not by choice, but by necessity, in this war against corruption and cruelty. But to them? I am invisible. My life? Inconsequential. 24 years added to my sentence as if it were mere seconds on the clock. I must ask, where is the honor in this land of the free? Who stands by justice when the system itself is so unjustly? The real reform advocates, where are you? The battle requires warriors of truth, of unyielding determination. Understand, my plight is the rallying cry for a movement, the absolute heart of prison reform. It's not just about me, Shane Goldsby. It's about a collective awakening to the true meaning of correction and rehabilitation. I may just be one man, one voice amidst the cacophony of institutional silence. But make no mistake. I am relentless. I'll carry this fight, this burden of change well beyond these prison walls. You see, Joel, at the end of it all, what truly counts is the influence you leave behind, the imprints on another's life. Remember my words, let them guide you. My mission extends far beyond myself, it's for every soul ensnared by the tendrils of a broken system. And this fight, it's etched into the very essence of who I am. Until my final breath, I will unearth the truths they've sought to bury. I will expose them, with or without allies. Because I, Shane Goldsby, know the truth. And it will not remain hidden. Authentically committed.